शांति 6 फरवरी 6 फरवरी 2023 मॉर्निंग मुरली ओम शांति बाप दादा मधुबन. Essence of today's Murli. Sweet children, you Brahmin are now on a very steep pilgrimage. This is why you have received a double engine. You have two unlimited father and also two mothers. The question from today's Murli is, which title can you children not give yourself at the confluence age? Answer is given by the Baba. You BKs cannot give yourself or write the title His Holiness or Her Holiness, because although you souls are becoming pure, your bodies are still made of tamopradhan matter. You must not accept this greatness now. You are still effort makers. Song. This is a story of flame and the storm. Om Shanti. Unlimited Father sits here and explains to you children. You children have understood that you have two unlimited Father, and so there must also be two mothers. One is Jagadamba and other mother is Brahma. Both sit here and explain to you, and it is as though you have received a double engine. When a train goes up mountain, it has a double engine. You Brahmin are also now on a steep pilgrimage. You know that there is extreme darkness now. When the final time comes, there will be lot of distress. This is what happens when the world changes. Even when kingdom changes hands, there is a lot of war and violence. You children know that new kingdom is now being established. From extreme darkness, it is now becoming extremely light. You now know the history and geography of the whole cycle, and so you have to explain it to the others. Many mothers and Kumaris teach at schools, and the government wouldn't get upset if they also taught everyone this unlimited history and geography. If you explain to their seniors, they would be even happier. You should explain to them that not until the children understand this unlimited history and geography can they benefit, and that there cannot be victory in the world either. You children are being given a signal to do service. If someone who is a teacher explains this world history and geography in his college, the children can become Trikaldarshi. Then, by becoming Trikaldarshi, they can also become ruler of the globe. Just as the Father has made you Trikaldarshi and spinner of the discus of self-realization, you have to make others the same as yourself. Explain to others that this old world is now to change. This Tamo Pradhan world is to change and become Sato Pradhan. Only the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who makes you Sato Pradhan, teaches you easy Raj Yoga and give you the knowledge of the discuss of self realization. It is very easy to explain the knowledge of the cycle. If this cycle is kept in front of you, people can come and understand who used to rule in the golden age and how there has been the growth of many religions since the copper age. If it is explained to them clearly, their heads, intellect will definitely open up. You can keep this cycle in front of you and explain to them very clearly. You can also have topic come and we will show you the way to become Trikaldarshi through which you can become kings of kings. Only you Brahmin know this cycle and this is why you becoming ruler of the globe. However, only those who intellect continue to rotate, this cycle will become this. The Father sees the ocean of knowledge. He sits here and give you children the knowledge of the beginning, the middles, and the end of the world. Human beings don't know anything. By saying that God is omnipresent, they cannot understand any of this knowledge, and none of them can make effort to know God. There cannot then be any devotion either. Whatever people say, they don't understand it. Those who are weak, those who are weak are not able to explain why God is not omnipresent. One person said something and everyone believed that one. For instance, someone called Adidev Mahavir, and so that name continued. Whatever name was given to someone, it has continued without it being understood. The Father now sits here and explains that although you are human being, you don't know the creator or the creation of drama. You worship the deities, but you don't know their biography, and so that is called a blind faith. So many deities ruled the kingdom in the past, and so they must definitely have been sensible. That was why they became worthy of being worshipped. You mouth born creation of Brahmin, you mouth born creation of Brahma, listen to this knowledge and become sensible. But Ravan has put the whole world in a jail. But Ravan has put the whole world in jail. This is Ravan's jail in which everyone is sitting in the cottage of Sharo. They continue to hold a conference on how to bring about peace. Therefore, there is a definitely peacelessness and sorrow. That is, they are all sitting in the cottage of sorrow. No one can go directly from the cottage of sorrow to the cottage free from sorrow. At this time, no one is in a cottage of peace and happiness. The golden age is called the cottage free from sorrow. This is the confluence age. No one can call you completely pure. No one can call you completely pure. No BK can also themselves or write of themselves the title His Holiness or Her Holiness. His Holiness and Her Holiness exist in the golden age. How could they exist in the iron age? Although a soul become pure, his body also has to be pure in order to receive the title of His Holiness. This is why you should not accept His greatness. You are still effort makers. The father says, even sannyasi cannot be called Sri Sri or His Holiness. Although souls become pure, their bodies are not pure, so they are incomplete. No one in this impure world can be his or her holiness. They believe that souls and the Supreme Soul are always pure. However, the bodies too have to be pure. Yes, Lakshmi and Narayan can be called that because even the bodies there are made of Satopradhan matter. Here matter is Tamopradhan. At this time no one can be called completely pure. Even young children would otherwise be pure. Deity were completely voiceless. The father sits here and explains how sensible you are becoming. You have the full knowledge of the cycle. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who is the sentient seed of sentient seed of this tree, has the knowledge of the whole tree. He alone is giving you this knowledge. You can impress anyone with the knowledge of this world cycle. You should explain. You came from the supreme abode, adopted that costume, and are now acting out part. Now, at the end, everyone has to go back home and then come and play their part again. Whatever effort each one maker each one makes at this time, he or she will accordingly take birth in a royal or wealthy family. All receive a status number wise and will continue to be transferred number wise. It is shown that you will take birth where there is a victory. These things are not taken up at this time. As you make further progress, you will continue to become enlightened. It is certain that those who leave their bodies now will take birth in good home. The children who make more effort experience a lot more happiness. Those who remain engaged in doing service remain intoxicated. Everyone apart from you is in darkness. No one's sins can be washed away by bathing in the Gangas. Only in the fire of yoga are sins burn away. Only the one Father liberate you from this jail of Ravan, and this is why it is remembered. O purifiers! However, no one consider himself to be sinful soul. The Father says, in the previous cycle too, all of them were uplifted through the Kumaris. This is also written in the Gita, but no one understands it. You can explain that no one in this impure world is pure. However, a lot of courage is needed to explain this. You know that the world is now changing. You have now become the children of God. This Brahmin clan is the highest of all. You now have the knowledge of the discuss of self-realization. Then, when you go into the clan of Vishnu, you will not have this knowledge. You have this knowledge at this time, and this is why you are called spinner of the discuss of self-realization. No one apart from you know this deep matter. Everyone say, for the sake of saying it, that they are children of God, but you have now become that in the practical way. Acha, love, remembrance, and God, good morning to all the sweetest children. It is the father's duty to remember the children. and the children's duty to remember the father. However, children don't remember him that much. If they did remember him, it would be great fortune for them. Acha, the spiritual father says namaste to the sweetest children. Acha, night class 8 for 1968. This is the godly mission that is continuing. Those who belong, sorry, those who belong to our deity religion will come back here. Those people have a mission to create Christian. Those who become Christian receive the happiness in the Christian dynasty. They receive good wages, and this is why there are many Christian. The people of Bharat cannot give so much pay. Here there is a lot of corruption. If they don't accept bribe, they are made they are made. Children ask the father, what should we do in this situation? He would say, work diplomatically and then use it for an auspicious task. Here everyone calls out to the father, come and make the impure ones pure, liberate them and take them homes. The father would definitely take you home, would he not? You used to perform so much devotion in order to return home. However, it is only when the Father comes that he can take you back. There is only one God. It isn't that God comes in every one and speaks. He only comes at the confluence age. You don't believe in such thing now. Previously, you used to believe in them. Now, you no longer perform any devotion. You says, we used to perform devotion. The Father has now come in order to make us into worthy of worship deity. You can also explain to the sick. It is remembered it did not take God. It did not take God long to change human into deity. There is a phrase of the deities. Deity resides in the golden age and it is now the iron age. Only at a confluence age does the Father give you teaching for you to become most elevated. Deities are the highest of all, and this is why they are worshipped so much. Those who are being worshipped existed at some time, but not now. People believe that that kingdom has now gone. You are incognito. No one know that we are going to become the master of the world. You know that you are studying to become those master, and so you have to pay full attention to this study. Remember the father with a lot of love. Baba is making us into the master of the world. So why should we not remember him? Divine virtue are also needed. Class 2 night 9 for 1968. Nowadays people generally have conferences on how there can be peace in the world. You should tell them, look, there was just the one religion, one king, one undivided religion in the golden age. There was no other religion. There would have been any conflict. That was the kingdom of Rama, God, which is why there was peace in the world at that time. You want there to be peace in the world, but that was in the golden age. Later, when there were innumerable religion, there was peacelessness. However, until they understand this, you have to continue to beat your heads. As you progress further, this will be printed in the newspaper, and then the ears of those sannyasi etc. will open. It is a guarantee for you children that your kingdom is being established. You have this intoxication, seeing the splendors of the museum. Many will come, they will go inside and be amazed. They will listen to new explanation and see the new picture. You children know that yoga is for liberation and liberation in life. No human being can teach it. You must also write that apart from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, no one can teach yoga for liberation or liberation in a life. The bestower of salvation for all is just the one. You should write this down clearly so that people can read it. What people sannyasi teach? People continue to speak of yoga, but in fact, none of them can teach it. There is a praise of just the one. It is the task of the Father alone to establish peace in the world and to give liberation and liberation in life. You have to churn the ocean of knowledge in this way and then explain this point. You should write in such a way that people are able to grasp it clearly. This world has to change. This is the land of death. The new world is called the land of immortality. It is also the wonder how the people of the land of immortality remain immortal. There they have long lifespans and they changes their bodies by themselves at the right time, just as they would change clothes. All of these matter have to be explained. Acha, love, remembrance, good night, and namaste from the spiritual father to the sweetest spiritual children. Essence for dharana. First point, use the knowledge of the world cycle to become Trikaldarshi and spinners of discuss of self realization and also serve to make others same. Point second, at the confluence age, leave the cottage of sorrow and definitely become pure in order to go to the cottage of happiness and peace. Blessing. May you be constantly cheerful and have the fortune of happiness by churning knowledge playfully and moving forward. Explanation. This knowledge of the soul and the Supreme Soul is not dry. This is very entertaining knowledge. You simply have to remember your new title every day. I am a soul. But what type of soul am I? Sometime I am the soul of an artist. Sometime I am the soul of businessman. Continue to move forward while being playful in this way. The Father is playfully. See how he becomes the laundryman, sometime the creator of the world and sometime the obedient servant. As is the Father, so are the children. Churn this knowledge playful by in this way and remain cheerful, and you will be said to have the fortune of happiness. Slogan. A true server is one whose every vein, that is, whose every thought is filled with the blood of zeal and enthusiasm for doing service. अच्छा, ओम शांति, थैंक यू.